Hey guys, Will here. Welcome back to the channel. Now you're probably already wondering what on earth am I sitting in. So I've had the bargain of the century, at least I think. Basically, to cut a long story short, I'm in a bunch of buy, swap, sell groups on Facebook for simulator equipment. Been keeping an eye out for secondhand gear that suits the various different projects that I want to work on throughout the next couple of months with this channel. And as you guys would know if you've been watching previously, I do have a Next Level Racing FGT cockpit on its way for me. Now that should be fantastic because it has the upright GT seating position as well as the reclined Formula 1 style seating position as well, and it gives you a lot of adjustability in terms of where the pedals go, where the seating angle is, and most importantly whereabouts the monitor or screen or whatever screen you end up using sits in relation to all the setup as well. So I'm really looking forward to receiving that. But look, this Formula 1 cockpit popped up for an absolute bargain of a price and I just couldn't go past it, so I thought I'll pick it up, I'll give it a try, and we'll see how it goes. So look, it's an unfinished project. There's no seat in it. There's no proper mount for the steering wheel or for the pedals or anything like that. So we're going to have to do some fabrication work. Now, I'm the first to admit that I'm not fantastic at woodworking. I don't have a lot of experience with that kind of thing. So I do have a few concerns about this in terms of the space that it's going to require, what type of screen I'm going to end up needing to use for it as well. I got a feeling I might end up needing to have a projector set up to really fully utilize this setup. And also just in terms of adjustability of pedal position and steering wheel position, stuff like that. Because I am quite tall at 6 foot, I think it might be a little bit tricky to get it all sorted out. But hey, I'm always up for a new project, always looking to try things out. So let's get stuck into it and see what we can do with this awesome cockpit. Okay, so as I mentioned at the start of the video, this is an unfinished project, and you can see the pedal mount up the top there, which at the moment isn't anywhere near strong enough to actually support a pedal brace, and we'll cover that in a little bit more detail later on. But we also don't have a cross member or platform here for our wheelbase. So what I'll need to do is install some sort of a cross member here, which will have to be nice and sturdy to support the weight of the wheelbase, plus the flex from when I'm pulling and pushing and prodding and turning and all that sort of thing. But the other point that we need to consider here as well is the fact that we still need to be able to get our legs in through the hole here. So if the mount is too low, obviously we're not going to have any room to get our legs through. And I'll just show you quickly what I mean. Excuse my feet here, and looks like I don't have pants on. I can assure you I do have pants on. There we go. So we're going to need to have some sort of a cross member across here that mounts the wheel, but we need to make sure that we still have enough room to use the pedals and not have problems with that. So it's all going to be a little bit tricky, and as I said, I'm not real great at woodwork, but we will see what we can whack together. So a quick look at what we've done so far. So you can see we've put a platform in for the steering wheel assembly here, and what I ended up having to do is actually bore out the little holes just a little bit more because I didn't account for the fact that the steering wheel sits flush up against these little pieces here, and what that meant was that the steering wheel had to be a little bit further back than what I had measured, so I had to improvise a little bit and just bore out these holes, but it still should bolt in nice and easily, no problems there. So we've made a little platform here which the surface sits on, and then we've also reinforced it with these little brackets here as well, just to make sure that it doesn't move around. And you can see there, it's really sturdy. I can't bend it at all really with my hands, so that will definitely do the job there. And hopefully we've got enough clearance. I can get my legs in, I can sit underneath this no problem, and it all lines up with the center mark very nicely as well. So hopefully that'll be all good. Now onto the pedals. What we had when we bought the thing was just this kind of plank of wood here which was sitting in there, and the pedals supposed to sort of just sit on top of that and wedge down in the bottom here. But what was happening is this whole panel was moving around and moving forward. So when I pushed on the pedals, the whole thing would push forward. So I ended up cutting these little side pieces here, which reinforce that, and they just screw into the bolts. So MDF on both sides there and there. And then we mounted the pedals themselves on another plank of wood there, which gives us a bit of adjustability. And you can see the little screw holes there, which tie in with the holes on the plank of wood. And you can see another little hole just here as well, which gives us a bit of reinforcement. What that does is it screws into the bottom of the pedal plate, just there. And that means that the pedals don't lift up from the bottom. So when we press on the brake, it doesn't try to tip forward. So that's pretty much it. So we'll get everything installed into the cockpit and see whether it works. So here's what it looks like all set up. You can see we've got the wheel in now. Now I'm a little bit concerned that there's not a whole lot of leg room underneath that. I can slide my legs in. I did do a quick test fit. I jumped in, but hitting my knees on the steering wheel I think is going to be a bit of an issue. But yeah, we'll have to see how we go with that. But it fits really nicely. It's, you know, it looks professional. It looks well done. It's all worked out pretty well, and the steering wheel sits nice and flush with the top here as well, which is great. Now we'll have a quick look at the pedal assembly as well. We'll lift this little panel up. Now we did require quite a bit of modification here, as you saw earlier in the video, but we've got a nice solid mount now. Things don't move around and it's nice and solid. Now we do also have a little bit of adjustability here as well. We can actually slide the pedals up and screw them into new positions up here. And if this all works out, what I'll do is I'll pre-drill a couple of holes so we can use bolts to actually hold it in position. But for now, I think that will do just to do a quick test fit and see whether the proof of concept is going to work out. Also, obviously needs some more work with cable management as well. There's a lot of cables just sort of sitting there, not doing anything. What I would do is I'd tuck them all up in the corners and run them along the top here where there's no chance of them getting kicked or anything like that. But basically what we're doing is just running the cables out the front here and then up to my PC here. You can see my microphone there in the way, but my PC there. So look, it's all nice and simple, and then we've got the monitor here, which is my normal setup, and then obviously we'll set up some sort of a screen over here as well. So what we'll do is we'll move the monitor across over onto the top here, see how that goes for a basic setup, do some driving testing, and yeah, see how we go. All right, so we'll climb in, get our headrest into position as well. Be very careful I don't put this through my screen. Lift it on. And get my legs in. It is very difficult to get my legs in underneath the steering wheel, but they're in. There we go. Now, I don't have a seat inside this yet, so I'm still sort of just experimenting to see whether I can get my butt in the right position. But I feel like about there is probably about right. And yeah, look, I'm definitely concerned that my knees are going to be in the way when I'm turning. I think that's probably going to be a problem straight off the bat, and I'm not really sure because of my height and the fact that the pedals are already as close to me as they can possibly be. If I slide my bottom back to make my legs lower, it gets too difficult to reach the pedals. But look, we'll jump in, we'll have a little bit of a play and see how we go. So do exactly the same as I did in the last video with, we'll go across to Spa just to keep things the same. So Belgium, and we'll just use the default camera angle that I'm used to begin with, see how we go with that, see how we go with steering and everything, and then we can play around with the camera and see if we can find something that works there. So Oh, it's weird. It's hard to tell whether it's just because I'm not used to it, but get my butt in the right position. Oh, no, it's really, anytime I have to turn the wheel more than about 90 degrees, I'm having to sort of slide my knees out of the way so I don't bash into them, which is really tricky. And it's just not a very realistic seating position because you're so high up in the virtual cockpit as opposed to the real life cockpit. As I mentioned at the start of the video, like, I think it's kind of exactly what I expected in that regard. You kind of, you're having to sit so low in the car in real life that you want to just stop for a moment. You're kind of wanting to look into the apex here rather than here. So look, if we were to use a camera angle like this, for example, I mean, we can tweak and adjust the camera angles a little bit, but I don't think that there's a whole lot of point in doing that because it's not going to tell us much. We can't make the camera be physically lower. You know, we can't make the screen physically lower inside the cockpit using views. So I think this is probably the most realistic we're going to get with this kind of a angle. So we'll just try this quickly. Like, it's definitely cool, but it's just not, it's not giving me that additional realism over, and it's really hard to steer with having to move my knees out of the way, but it's just not giving me that additional immersive, realistic kind of feeling because I'm sitting in a cockpit, but I'm not looking around. My spatial awareness isn't what it would be in a normal cockpit. Okay guys, so look, unfortunately I think for now it's going to be a bit of a fail for me at least. I think that the skills required to really get this working are a little bit beyond my capability at the moment, and I think that the Next Level Racing FGT cockpit is going to suit my needs a lot better for now at least. I think that to really take advantage of this cockpit, we're going to need to have a projector sitting in front of the whole thing. I think that, you know, having a screen sitting on top here, you're really not going to get the perspective of really being down inside a cockpit, being able to, you know, turn and look into the apexes like you really want to. Part of the whole experience is being able to sort of spot your apexes, and to do that, you really can't have a screen sitting on top. You need the vision to go down below the lines, and the only ways you can really achieve that is either with a projector or using VR or something like that as well. So, look, I think the Next Level Racing FGT is going to be a better setup for me at the moment, but I'm definitely going to hold on to this at least for the time being. Might keep it as a toy for my kids, might hold on to it and then try again later on to modify it a bit more, maybe later on down the track when we move to a bigger house where I can actually have a room set up for this kind of thing. But yeah, look, for now, in the space that I have to get this working, I really don't think it's going to be suitable. But look, we've had a lot of fun, we've had to play around, and most of all, we've learned a bunch of new stuff. So stick around. Next up, we'll be getting the FGT from Next Level Racing all set up, getting that all configured, and then moving into showing you how to configure all the hardware, get all that all set up and adjusted correctly, both in terms of software and hardware, and then we'll get stuck into some actual racing and see how the lap times compare to my old setup. So stick around, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.